Hey everyone, I'm in Tokyo, Japan right now, currently under COVID-19 quarantine. So I've got some tips for you guys if you're coming over here from the United States during this COVID pandemic. First, depending on your point of embarkation, in my case, I was leaving from Tucson, Arizona. The only results I needed was my passport and my PCR COVID-19 test that said I was negative. Be sure that when you get your test, you tell them you're going to Japan because Japan has specific forms and test requirements that other labs may not know about. If you just get the defaults, they may not let you into Japan, or if you're flying to another city like I did to Dallas, they may not let you on the plane. Once you get to your primary point of leaving the country, which in my case was Dallas Fort Worth, you'll need your passport, your COVID 19 PCR test that was issued 72 hours prior to departure, and also your letter of authority from the US government that says that you are able to come over to Japan. Because currently, right now, Japan is not allowing any foreign nationals over unless there's an agreement with the US government. Once you're on the plane, they're going to give you more forms to fill out because everyone loves lots of forms. And when you're traveling under COVID, that's all you're going to get is forms, forms, forms. So you'll have forms that declare that you're not going to violate quarantine upon arrival. There's forms on where you're going, etc. One important thing I would say, actually two important things, is before you arrive and land, you'll want to use the bathroom on the plane because a lot of the bathrooms in the airport, in my case, the Narita International Airport, were closed, so you cannot go to the bathroom. So kind of a sticky situation. So yeah, try to use the bathroom on the plane either before landing or after you land. Yeah, do that. The other thing is very important. Don't eat or drink anything from the time you land. Don't do it. Don't chew gum. Don't do any of that because when I was coming here, they allowed us to do a spit test for COVID. But if you had anything to drink or had anything to eat, or if you had a piece of gum, anything like that, you had to do the nasal PCR test, which is, trust me, you want to do the spit test. No one wants to do the nasal test. I've done it so many times. Depending on who's doing it, it can be so painful. So just don't eat anything. Have paper copies of all your forms, because once you know when you land, your phone doesn't work, or the QR code that you're trying to scan doesn't work. Also, you're gonna have to need to arrange your transportation from your landing at the airport to the place where you are having your quarantine. So do that ahead of time and have a hard copy printed out that has, if you're taking a special quarantine bus or whatever you're doing, have that arranged and done, paid for, and printed out so you have to deal with it. Um, Trying to think the other things that happened on my trip. Um, Oh, there is when you land, you may have to install an app that the Japanese government will want you to install that tracks you. It depends on whether or not you're here as a civilian or not, etc. Um, and lastly, there is a form that you want to fill out from the Japanese government that once you fill it out, you'll get a QR code. You want to print that and have it with you. This is something that you can do at the airport if you have phone access. If not, do it when you're in America. The other thing is, I've had a hard time here with food delivery services because a lot of them want a Japanese phone, which I don't have. I have an American phone with an international plan because the Japanese delivery services want to be able to text you updates and etc. And they don't want to be doing that to an international number because it's going to be expensive. So I'm mostly consisting off of what I can get from the hotel. So in my case, other people may have different cases. Maybe on a base, you may be at someone's house. I don't know what your case is, but just make sure you have that worked out. If you have a friend that has a Japanese phone number that you can let them do texting to, like for Uber Eats, or there's Foodie, there's Panda Food Panda, I think. There's different delivery services. You want to get that taken care of, and also bring some snacks with you because you never know what your situation is going to be when you get here. I've been in a quarantine hotel in Korea, and it was a whole nother experience where you had no choice in food. You just had to eat what they gave you. Yeah, I hope you liked what you got. You're not allergic to what you got. So bring some snacks with you, definitely. Other than that, it's 14 days of isolation. So I keep looking out this beautiful like Japanese landscape below me. I'm just like, oh, I would love to go for a walk. Oh, that's another thing. Have some kind of like workout videos or something planned because uh, you need to be doing some kind of cardio or something while you're here because it's kind of rough when you're bring Netflix, Crunchyroll, Hulu, your Switch, your personal laptop, an HDMI cable, plenty of medication, aspirin, anything like you like you have to like basically bring everything with you because you can't leave the room. So just bring a bunch of entertainment. And make sure you know if you have like a VPN, you may need to use that too because in some cases the shows you want to watch might be blocked in this country. So you might want to check on that before you leave on which shows are available in this country so you're not caught by surprise waiting to see the series and also be like, oh, this is blocked in Japan. So I have decided not some of the YouTube videos I wanted to watch. I just can't watch it because it's blocked. So anyways, I'm trying to be as helpful as I can. I know this probably won't be as helpful as my Australia video because I was able to be at home and edit it and have all kinds of cool things. But this is just like an impromptu, like, hey, I'm in quarantine for 14 days. Might as well advise other people on what to expect if they're going under quarantine. If you have any specific questions, let me know. I'll leave the Japanese forum in the description below, the website to it. And of course, the caveat is all of this may change within weeks, days. It all depends. Also, it doesn't matter if you're fully vaccinated. I'm fully vaccinated. They didn't care. Like, they didn't even ask. So, like, they treat everyone like you're not vaccinated. So, don't even bother. Like, that's for now. Like I said, maybe in the future they will have different criteria for vaccinated people. But as of right now, no. So, yeah, it sucks. But, what are you going to do? So, be safe, everyone. I'll keep in touch. Maybe make a secondary video when I get out of quarantine. Yeah, 7 days in, halfway there, almost done.